What would you think of me if you were a bird? Would you recognize me as one of your own? A bird with broken wings, condemned to stay on the ground forever? Would you watch me from the bird feeder, wondering what the bird is doing on the ground? I guess, at least for now, what I'm doing, what you are doing, is working. Believe it or not, there is something very rewarding about working with your hands. Maybe it's the fact that we are actually working machines, nomad animals designed to move and sweat. That is why we are now fat and sad. That is why some go to the gym to get those sweet endorphins. The diseases of modern life, anxiety, depression, and being overweight are the result of our success as a species and our failure as individuals. Now, in this place far from civilization, hard work becomes a form of meditation for you. Your daily tasks are as zen as Vasudeva's teachings for Siddhartha, a meditation with practical and tangible results. Off-grid life means eco-toilets under constant maintenance, using gasoline-based generators when there isn't enough sun for solar panels, charging your mobile phone for hours, canning and recycling anything that can be recycled. Keeping food outside so it stays cool thanks to the low temperatures of the forest. And living in a tiny space with only the essentials. And of course, try to not die of cold. It also means play. Enjoy the simple pleasures in life, of the laughter, of the challenges, of the obstacles, focusing on the present. Nietzsche once said that the maturity of man is to have rediscovered the seriousness with which he played when he was a kid. And you agree with it. Off-grid life also means learning new things, new skills. How to make walnut oil, for example. A new game of dice, new ideas, new emotions. Invaluable new teachings wrapped up in small daily activities. And of course, it means recycling. Do a lot of steps that complicate your life to feel that you make a difference. A problem that can only be solved by big corporations and governments changing their way of doing things. While you are out there recycling, you wonder if it's worth the effort. If what is needed are more technological advances to solve the problem, or greater commercial pressure on corporations, or social pressure on governments. But it feels good to think that you are part of the solution, that you help the planet, that you are the hero. After all, what else can you do? You are an unwitting environmentalist. You don't want to have children. a decision that drastically reduced your carbon footprint. Because you are not interested in money, you live modestly, so you do not consume much. You travel, so there is no house that spends gas, water, or electricity. You don't have a car, you use public transportation. You travel by land. You produce less CO2 than many preachers of environmentalism. And it is a subject that does not arouse passions on you. Well done. Living off the grid, particularly in Belgium and especially with elves, means learning and drinking beer. The best and most characteristic beer in Belgium is Trappist beer, beer brewed in Aves. In Belgium, there are 6 Aves that produce beer, each with distinct types of beer and different degrees of alcohol. Else is a teacher by nature. She likes to teach everything that she knows. The concept of teaching is interesting for you. Who is fit to teach what? Is teaching indoctrination? Does it mean implanting a way of thinking? But you put those thoughts away as Else continues her presentation. After all, what can she indoctrinate you with? To choose her favorite beer as your favorite beer? After weeks of working with Else on different projects, it is time to leave that story, that life behind. For days you were living in nature. Tomorrow you will be in a totally different place, with different people who have different ways of thinking, other lives, and other experiences. You go to the train station and this chapter just ends.